You know, I've been asked many times, have I got any memorable poker games? Well, I can tell you something, I have. One particular game I was playing one night in an old Chinese club called the Shanghai. An old friend of mine, Annie Wu, owned it. Well, there was 5 of us. And it wasn't long before it dwindled down, and well, I'll explain now how it all went. Let me explain how the game went. There was 5 of us, and then we ended up as 3, and then it dwindled down to 2. Just me and this lush. Now, you must probably wonder why I'm calling him a lush, and it'll become clear in a minute. It was his deal, and he dealt me a 5 of spades. Then it was the 9 of hearts, followed by a jack of clubs. The next card I got was the 3 of diamonds. I tell you now, I couldn't have had a worse hand if it was trapped in a mangle. So, he put his money on the table. He said, "Right, I'll see you. What do you got?" Well, I took a pause, and then I said, "Well, I've got an ace, 2 aces. I've got, well, 3 aces. Come to think of it, I've got, well, there you go, the 4 aces." I can tell you now, the smile disappeared off his face. He said, "Hey," he said, "you're a cheat." I said, "Where I come from, that's fighting talk." He said, "Well, outside now." I said, "Well, I've moved since then." So I said to him, "What makes you think I'm a cheat?" He said, "Because they weren't the cards that I dealt you." Wow, how did he know what cards I had? Bit of a card shark, are we? I said, "Listen, you've just let the cat out the bag. You're the cheat." Well, one word led to another, and we ended up outside. The fight took place. I hit him that many times he thought he was surrounded. He knocked me down that many times. I had a cauliflower eye. Well, let's not go into details. Anyway, it wasn't too long before these guys arrived, the police. "What the hell's happening here?" I said, "Nothing, officer. We were just doing the hokey cokey and we bumped into each other." He said, "I'm not buying that." He said, "I'll run the periods downtown." I said, "Officer, if I can just have a word." Well, I pulled the officer to one side, and I gave him a brown envelope with a little bit of cash in it. Did it work? Well, our friend, well, he got banged up. Me, I walked scot-free. A result all round, wouldn't you say?